Hello and welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute. A lot has happened. A lot has changed. This camera, you can probably see, maybe you can't, I don't know, we'll find out. My lens on this cell phone on the front, there's like something underneath the screen or underneath my screen, like where my lens is, and I can't wipe it off, but there's something. There's like a shadow. So I'm sorry these videos are not going to be good quality. It's part of why I haven't been filming, because I knew I wouldn't have very good quality videos. I haven't found a camera that I like yet that I can record and make videos on. And I'm sorry if it's loud. It's very windy. We are currently under a wind advisory here in balmy North Dakota. It's actually in the 40s today, so I'm not going to complain. It's been beautiful. Everything's melting. It's probably gonna freeze and get really gross, which it's North Dakota. Let's not be surprised about that. So we're also possibly looking at a winter weather advisory happening Wednesday night. Today's Tuesday, so we have a day to prepare. I'm going out right now to check on the goats and give you guys an update on those guys. We can take a peek at the chickens. They're doing well. Everyone else is doing well. I did lose one girl. I found her yesterday, and I think she's one of my older girls. She's like 8 years old. She's one of my older ones. So I don't know if like the cold just got to her or if she just died of old age. I didn't see any puncture wounds. There was no signs of distress. Everyone else seems healthy and fine. No egg bound. I couldn't feel, I couldn't figure it out. There was just no reason for her to have passed away. I have a heat plate in the coop. It's like an ambient thermal plate where the chickens can huddle against if they get cold. So the coop temperature hasn't been too bad. We did go through a very big cold snap this last weekend. It was negatives, most of the time, but they've had water, food. I can't figure it out, but we lost her, and that sucks. I hate losing any animals. Speaking of losing animals, you guys have seen maybe in previous videos the goats that I got. The baby that we got, we called him Itty Bitty. I came out one day in the end of or mid-October, and he had passed away, and I found no signs of distress. He had been eating and going potty regularly and everything normal the day before. And I came down the next morning and he was off by himself in the corner, just laying there curled up, passed away. And that really shook me, and it made me afraid to have goats. I just want to be transparent with you guys, how I'm feeling with that. And the ownership of goats, I've racked my brain trying to figure out what happened with the goat, with Itty Bitty. Like, what? The only thing I can think of is that night it had got into the 40s. It dipped down into the low 40s. So it got cold. It was warm, and it got cold very quickly. And a lot of people said that shouldn't be a problem, but some of the research that I had done did say that major of a temperature change alone can shock goats. I had straw in there to keep him warm. He was with the other ones, but I don't think the other ones were snuggling with him to keep him warm. So I'm afraid that he got too chilled or something and passed away. There should have been no drafts. Like, I've been racking my brain trying to figure it out, and I cannot figure it out. So my oldest helped me bury him, and now I have no male goat that I can breed with. So I just have 4 females and 1 wether. I love them to death, but I can't breed them right now. So on my radar is finding another buck that I can breed my does with, and preferably an older one. I don't think I want to try and get a baby again. I don't know, it freaks me out to have it when it's going to be cold. So I want an older goat, buck, hopefully, maybe, and then I can breed my girls, and I want to try and breed them. It's okay. And I want to try and hang on. What's wrong, brother? What's wrong? I don't know why you're freaking. Oh, I can, on this phone, I can switch back and forth while I record. That's great. I couldn't on my old phone. So my rooster is just throwing a fit. So I have had Elvis. You guys have seen Elvis. He was my male that we got from a friend at the beginning of when did we get him? Have we had him a year already? Anyway, he's my male. I sent eggs off to my friends and they hatched tons of eggs out for me. My girls did not hatch any eggs out. I'm not sure why. One sat on a clutch for quite some time and nothing happened. They just ended up rotting and stinking. So I'm not sure. But we got 5 chickens from my friend who hatched out eggs. She kept 1 hen and gave me all the rest. And so 3 of them are hens, 2 were roosters. So now I have 3 roosters and they're actually all getting along. So we'll run over there before I run down to the goats and I'll show you how everybody's getting along and what our setup is. Okay, so there's one of my roosters that I got from this year's hatch out from my friend. Elvis is in the coop that he doesn't belong in. So the 5 chickens that I got from my friend are in this coop. We still they like to be locked up separately at night, and that's fine. I want to try and incorporate them all together to keep for warmth into the big coop, but they've just been going their own separate ways. Elvis likes to go into this coop where he doesn't belong. And then this speckled girl is one of my new hens. And then that speckled girl with that boy, those are 2 new ones. There's the other new girl. She was just here. Where'd you go, sugar? There you are. Here's another new one. She's one of my new girls. And then my male, the one that was freaking out, he was the other male. So that's all of them. That's all the new ones. Elvis is still doing his thing. All my girls are in and out of the coop. It's kind of nice out, but the wind is a little bit chilly. I'm gonna need both hands to carry the jug down. I have to bucket down water to our barn. We moved the barn to the back of the house and we got power ran to it before it got cold. So we were able to have light in there, but we do not have water ran yet. And I'm not sure how or when we're ever gonna be able to do that. So now this winter, I am spending it bucketing water down to the goats. It really sucks when it's cold out, but super cool story about my waterer. I'll tell you guys when I get down to the barn because I just want to get down there and in out of this cold wind. Hello. How is everyone? Hi. Oh, don't go outside. It's cold. It's cold. Hi, babies. Hello. Here's their water bucket. You still have, hi, Cheese. This is Cheese. And this is Oreo. Hi, Oreo. And this is Angel. Hi, Angel. And that's Big Mama. And this girl, we haven't found a name. Wait. This girl, we haven't, I lied. That's Oreo. She has more black. And then she has more white that runs in the back. She doesn't have a name. We are undecided on a name for her. That wind is horrible, you guys. Are you okay? Can I set my camera up so you guys... Let's turn the thing around here. Can I set the camera up so we can see you? Don't knock my camera down. We're gonna fill up some water here. Okay, let's see how good this tripod is, you guys. If it doesn't knock over, it'll be a miracle. Hi, Cheeser. Hi, Cheese. Alright, water. Ugh. There we go. What do you think, Cheese? No, there's nothing in there for you, brother. Cheeser. Cheeser, I'm gonna sit on that. Okay. I'm gonna sit on this. Brr. And then I'm gonna fix my camera so we can see me here. And the goats. Should we see everybody? Come here, Cheeser. No. Cheeser, no. Cheese. Cheese. You're gonna knock it over. Cheese is saying hi, everybody. Hi, brother. This is my weather. And the girls named him Cheese. Hi, Cheeser. Hi, baby. Everybody's warm. He feels good. Hi, honey. What is it? And we have Oreo back here creeping. Hi, Oreo. Come here, honey. I think Cheese likes to pretend he's my boyfriend sometimes. That wind is awful. What do you think, Cheese? I don't feel any draft in here, so that's good. Since this is our first winter with this barn setup, I like to kind of run over everything that could be a potential problem. I do need to get some boards around this brain fart. This big garage door here. You can see that there's some daylight peeking through. Thankfully, it's from the south. The door faces south. So a lot of the cold, nasty winds that we get or storms that we get, the winds are either west winds or north winds. So there usually is no wind coming through the south other than warm winds. This is Big Mama. She's the one who needs loving every time I come in. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Look at all this hay in your head. What do you think, Mama? There you go. Is that what you wanted? Did you need the lovin's, Mama? She really digs the chin scratches and the head scratches. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Look at all that. You got so... No wonder your head's itchy. No wonder, honey. No wonder. Cheese. It's not all about you. Cheeser. Cheeser. It's not all about you. Nope, I'm not food. Be nice. Be nice. Nope, I'm not food. I'm not food. Look at all that in your hair. Look at all that. So, is my leg a good scratching post? Be nice. Be nice. He's such a pest. You're so mean. Anyway, so I like to come down here. I don't think this tripod is going to work on uneven ground. I like to come down here, and when I do water drop-offs, I also sit and I just check everybody. I want to make sure that I'm seeing them go potty. Everybody's going number 1 and number 2. Obviously, I don't see that every time I come down here, but I like to just keep an eye out for that and make sure everybody's got normal body functions, their eyes look good, that it feels warm in here, there's not a lot of drafts, that everybody's moving around, there's no lethargy. Everybody seems to be good today. We have a nice big bale in here. This is the last round bale that we're going to use, and then my sweet in-laws let us hay on their land. So my father-in-law did a lot to get that going, and we rented a baler from a we borrowed a baler from a neighbor. So we are beyond blessed to have those guys in our life, because I did not know what I was going to do for hay for these guys for the winter other than these round bales. And we were blessed enough to get these round bales from a neighbor too. We purchased these bales. They're not like ideal for goats. They do have a lot of waste, but the waste is becoming bedding for the winter in here as well. So I mean, I'm not gonna complain too much. It's like a 2-for-1 almost. So that's I mean, I'm super grateful that we were able to get these round bales. We got it pushed in before the last big winter storm that came through. So it's in here. They get to eat on it. I have minerals over on the other side. I'll show you guys my little mineral setup over there. I actually need to mount it on the wall so it's not on the ground, because they can like get some poop in it on accident if I'm not careful. Hi, Mama. Come here, honey. But this water bucket, I'm going to link the company in the description. I don't remember the name. It's Fleet and Farm, something Fleet and Farm. I don't know. My mom had ordered freeze-dried soups. She had ordered a bunch from them that she wanted to stock up on before cold weather. So she was waiting for her order. The order came in and she saw that the box was huge, and she's like, wow, this is a really big box for sorry, I need to give Lovin over here. Big box for soups, because I think it was like 15 soup packets that she ordered. And she opened it up and it was this huge plastic bucket. And my mom's like, I did not order this. And so she was telling me about it, and she's like, man, this is crazy. This is not what I ordered. She said, and the lady's name is blank on the thing, and she lives in this city. It was in our same state, but a different city. And I'm like, that's crazy. And so I like did a little, Facebook investigating, and I found her, and I was like, oh, it looks like she has horses. I bet she needs that for her horses. And Mom's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to call the company and get it squared away and see what we can do. Called the company, and then she called me back with a report from what they said. And the company told her that it was their mess up. They were sorry, and they were like expediting out the soup for her. And if she wanted to, she could box up this bucket and send it back if she had no use for it. But they said, if you have a use for it, just keep the bucket. And my mom said she immediately thought of me. And I got tears in my eyes. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, because I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do for water for the winter for the goats down there. And, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail here, but we just like to, keep an eye on our finances. We are a one-income family, so bigger purchases like this are something that usually need to be saved for, or we sell something in order to afford something. And I mean, this isn't a huge extravagant price, but it definitely wasn't cheap. And so just being able to have this at no cost to our family was such a blessing, because the timing was perfect. The temperature was about to drop. I knew I was going to need to find some way to have water that wouldn't freeze for the goats down here. And then this happened. It's 16. It's a 16-gallon bucket. It is technically designed probably for horses and stuff, but it's been working fantastic for these goats, and it's never once frozen, even when we went through the big negative snap that happened. So that was a really cool God wink blessing that we got. We got this. So yeah, that's our update for the farm. Everybody's good. We're trying to get through the winter. We have 9 days until Christmas. I don't even know how that's possible. It seems like just yesterday I was getting the last things out of the garden. I did not put the garden to bed like I would have liked to. I got some plants out, but not all. I got some trellises down, but not all. So that was kind of a half project that didn't really get done. My goal for 2026, so I think I haven't talked about a lot of these with my husband, so if he's watching this, it'll be the first time he hears it. We wanted to try and take 2026 as a project/cleanup year. So we don't want to add anything else. We don't want to expand. I don't even know if I want to get a buck in the spring like I was talking about. These guys may just be lawn ornaments for now and just be entertainment, because I'm not sure I'm ready to do kidding and to do milking quite yet. This barn needs to be partitioned off. It's pretty large, so we want to work on setting up a stall system. My husband said eventually he'd like to cut into these 3 sections on the north side and extend 3 stalls back. So we have 3 stalls deep here. And then this would be just like a main common area that we could store things or put things. So that would almost double the size of this barn. Obviously that's going to take money. So it's something we'll have to save for. Probably won't be this next year, but that is long-term goal for this barn. It's actually a shop, but we use it as a barn. So we need to, goal number 1 is to partition this off and make a stall section for the goats so we can utilize more of this for storage. Right now, all of the hay that was cut for the goats is over at my in-laws, and we are eternally grateful to them for letting us store it in their, it's like an old, what's it called? Like a cow shelter with a door. So it's like not temperature controlled, but it's out of the elements, and that's huge. So we're super, super grateful for that. I honestly don't know what I'd do without them. I don't know what I'd do without our neighbors, without family. I mean, it's cool that the way that God provides for us using our family, and I'm always grateful for everything that we get that we don't deserve, but we get because we have wonderful family and friends. So I'm always blown away by how God provides for our family and our farm, and for the dreams that I have and that my husband has. You know, we're not rich. We're probably never going to be, but we're living a beautiful life, and my kids are able to live a beautiful life because God has provided for us. And I'm always going to say that. I'm always going to shout it from the rooftops about how blessed I am. So back on track, 2026. So we just want to continue with the goats, keep, redo some of our processes with how the barn's laid out, how their pen is laid out. I want to build them their little, I have spools that again, provision, God provides. I got free spools from my uncle because the place that he works for was just getting rid of them. So I got huge electric spools that I'm going to able to build a bridge and like climbing things for the goats so they can have fun. And I got brushes, like street sweeper brushes, from him as well that were just going to be thrown. And so I got 2 of those. I'm going to be able to mount those in the spring so that the goats can rub on that. I mean, it's going to be awesome, and it was all for free, and awesome. And so I'm going to put those things up in the spring and kind of redo their pen a little bit because they broke through the horse fence. Don't use horse fence for goats. That's one thing I can say I've learned. Welded wire fence, it's got to be something like cattle panels. And be nice. Why are you picking on her? Oh, Oreo, Oreo's naughty. She's so mean. She just gets a wild hair and just is mean to everyone. So get the goat processes down a little more. I want to build a stanchion, even though I won't be milking. And I want to build a keyhole feeder. So it's like a shape of a keyhole so the goats can fit their head through and get the hay and eat it so they're not wasting as much. So that's a build project that I want to do. And I think that's it for goats. And then garden, I really want to focus on staple crops. So I may not do as big of a variety of garden, but I want to do like larger quantities of items that we will use, such as potatoes or cheese. What do you smell on my hand that is so fascinating? What is it? He's just been sniffing my hand the past like 3 minutes I've been talking. And so please don't knock over my tripod, please. Jeez. I want to do more potatoes. I want to do dent corn this year. We were supposed to do dent corn this year, but next year I want to actually do dent corn. I did not do dent corn, and I'm glad I didn't, because all around us was field corn of different kinds. And I think that probably would have cross-pollinated and been maybe not good for my corn. But we'll see. So dent corn, potatoes. I want to do more tomatoes because I did have a good chunk of tomatoes with my 2 rows this year, but I think I want to do 3 rows of tomatoes, 3 whole full rows of tomatoes, and get a lot more canning of the tomatoes done. I want more barbecue sauce. I want more ketchup. I want more diced tomatoes, and just do all kinds of tomato products that I can. So garden is going to be staple crops. I'm not expanding the garden. I'm going to continue doing herbs in my raised bed up by my house. Chickens, I'm not expanding. Meat chickens, that's still kind of high. That's still kind of up in the air for me. I don't know if I'm going to be doing meat chickens for the community this summer. I may do meat chickens for my family and ourselves, and then that's it. The quantity of meat chickens really takes a lot of time during the summer, and then the actual butchering takes quite a bit of time too. Time that we could be using to do other chores and other projects. So that's kind of up in the air. My husband and I are going to discuss that probably more over the Christmas break. Oh, that wind is so bad. And then for layers, I'm still up in the air. I may bring the roosters to a sale if we have a poultry swap sale in the spring in a local town near us. I may bring my 2 roosters there. I don't know, or maybe I'll keep them. If they're nice, I'll keep them. If they're naughty, I'm gonna get rid of them. Or they'll meet the freezer camp, one of the 2. And then I do want to get maybe 10 more babies. I probably could hatch out my own, but I don't want to risk getting roosters. Jeez, I feel like that's kind of a waste. Stop. So I may do my local hatchery again that I like to get my meat birds from. I think I'm going to go with them and get maybe 10 or 15 more layers, because a lot of my girls right now are older. They're like geriatric chickens, and I'm kind of a nursing home for chickens right now. What is the matter? He's just nonstop bugging me. You can't see him because he's below the camera, but he's just sniffing and nibbling on everything. Can you stop? You make it very distracting, Cheese. You make it very distracting. So I need some fresh layers. We get a pretty good amount in the summertime, but now in the winter, and I'm not going to push my girls. I'm not going to put supplemental lighting in to make them lay all winter long. I let them have that rest. But I do need some younger girls, because I think this next year we are going to get a lot less eggs in the summertime, because all these girls are getting older. So that's kind of the plans for 2026. And then I think I can let go of this now because Cheese left. We want to clear the trees. So if you guys see in some of my videos, the chicken coop is by those trees. I want to clear out all of those trees and get them, you know, the dead, downed, fallen stuff gone. I want to get all that taken care of, and just kind of make it look more presentable. And then we have trees that I want to plant. So I want to do like kind of a shelter belt around our lower pasture here where this barn is, to try and shelter from this kind of stuff, the high winds. So that's a spring project for sure, is to try and get some trees. So I'm gonna put some money aside, hopefully, potentially with being able to purchase trees from our local tree source. So that's the 2026 goals. I'm just gearing up for Christmas. Excuse me. Stop. Why do you always headbutt her? They're so mean. But as I do kitchen projects, now that I have my tripod out, I'm just going to go ahead and film with my camera on my phone, even though the quality's probably junk. I'm very sorry. And I'm just going to continue to share videos with you guys and keep you updated on everything that's happening. Future canning projects is going to be choke cherry jam, or excuse me, choke cherry jelly, strawberry jelly. I do have a freezer full of tomatoes yet to process, so I need to make more tomato sauce. I would like to do some more ketchup, and I would like to do some more barbecue sauce. I probably won't get a lot out of them, but it'd be enough for the winter to get us through. So those are next on the canning and processing agenda, and I'll keep you guys posted. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.